Hello beautifuls, my name is Epic Treasure and this video today is a tour of this beautiful place, Glasshouse in the woods in the beautiful lavender fields. If you like what you see, you know what to do. Come like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification button, come join the Discord channel if you want to see more of this content for Palworld. Now that being said, there'll be a tutorial for this. It's a very easy build, beginner's build, no problem at all. So we're going to go through the features of this. We're going to go through the coordinates for this also, and everything that you need to know with this. So we'll make sure, number one, we do have an electric boy here to start with. So the main feature of this place is obviously the lavender fields. It's the only place that has this level of flowers of this beauty in Palworld thus far, besides the cherry blossom area. As you can see, it goes all the way around, all the way down here and beyond. Now, thing is that when you start to look for the lavender fields, it has to sort of render in. So once you're sort of out of the zone, it disappears. So you kind of got to get closer for it to come into vision, like that. Like magic, isn't it? We'll take a screenshot of that. Why not? Click. Beautiful. Click. One more. So location wise, it is right next to this beautiful ravine entrance, fast travel location. Coordinates are -50, -430. As you can see, it is right there. Its own feature, I think. And then we have the hero piece to me, besides the lavender, is this absolutely stunning tree. This location looks beautiful any time of the day. I can guarantee you that much. It's going to look beautiful come morning, lunchtime, afternoon. It doesn't matter. It's going to look stunning every second of the day. So I'm just going to dump this down. I don't even know if I've got any berries left. Yes, I do. Eat it. So main feature of this, I built on here before. I built a witch's cabin. Back then they didn't have glass. So thank you to O'Malley for this hot tip last night to make this into glass. You couldn't make this footpath here glass, but I wanted to have that sort of fusion between that sort of cozy cottage feel with the cobblestoney and the glass. So I sort of mixed and matched it at the same time. So if you did want to do glass, that's what it looked like. Really pretty, nice, reflective. You can see all of the foliage underneath. But I still wanted to keep some of the sort of traditional look to it. Also, the big feature of this one is obviously the lighting. At night time, these lampposts look amazing because they light up like patches of the lavender. Now, when it comes to foundations, some people don't want lavender coming through their foundation. They go, oh God, it's toxic looking or whatever. So with the foundations, when we grab the foundation, we can make it as high or as low as possible. And that on controller right now, I'm just using my right stick. I'm going up and then down. I'm just moving the right stick up without pressing it and then down. See how it's sort of embedding it into the ground. You have to be very careful and very slow. You can't just go nuts. So we want it above. Then we just raise it just above the tops of the lavender like that. See? But if we want it, and you can also do this with other areas, obviously, if you want it to be like a square sort of feature, it's very hard to see because there's so much lavender, we can sort of run it into the ground to its maximum capacity. There, like that, see? So you can even have features like this on your builds. Not that it really suits at this spot. The hell is this? Is that a tree stump? Oh, it is. That's odd. All right. So there's that. So you could decide how big or how tall you want your foundation pieces. This way here enabled me to put these little flower beds along and hide them in the foliage, which is nice. There's a few more flowers here and there. And then we've got the water fountain there. Behind that is a lamp post, so at night time it lights up the water fountain. Over here we have this sort of another lamp post that hooks over this wheel, and that sort of illuminates that too. Along the way there's a few benches with pot plants in it, And then around the front, we have a triple flower bed, which is nice. They're kind of expensive, so you might have to save up for that if you're new to this. And then this thing's important because it enables your pals to keep working at your base while you're away. So if you set it to work, they'll keep working while you're not there. If you want them to stay, alert to invaders, then change it to the invasion setting. So over here is just a mill. Here's a beautiful tree. Make sure when you've got your pals here that you don't have ones that do lumbering, or at least turn the lumbering off with the monitoring stand, which we'll get to in a minute, because they're going to chop your tree down. That's going to be very unpleasant. So that being said, we'll have a look at the design of the house. It's a 1 and 2 story with a big roof design, multi-level, but it's not intended to have a second floor where you can live up there. You could make it like that. There is a party deck upstairs. Don't you worry, I've got that sorted out. And at the front here, we've got the beautiful glass that sort of surrounds the entrance area. So we go in through here. I've left it empty so you can sort of get a vibe of the size of the room and what you'd like to put in it, because you might have totally different ideas of what you'd like it for. So this area is totally open. It looks straight out with unobstructed views to the beautiful water, very shallow, beautiful water. And all along the shore, we can see scattered little fires. They stay lit, so at night time you can see them too. And up here, I've got the deck, this little party deck thing, which is just up here. You can access that from the front too. So here, what we can do is build a wooden counter like here, if we do want the party deck feature. And you can have it like here, right? So build the party deck part here. Let's get Anubis out to build it really quickly. And again, there'll be a whole tutorial for this, step by step. Don't you worry. And then we'll put some bar stools here. What a lovely view of the water from there. And then we'll have a gap in between it, right? And then we'll have another one here and here, right? So we'll let them build it. The next thing you're going to do is just get a sandbag, rotate that around and push that right as far to the front as it can go. Let them build that. So the next part with this feature is we can go to the monitoring stand, which I put here. It's like commander of the waters here. And then we've got, we'll bring out a vendor. So we'll get a vendor over here. Let me bring out one of just anyone just to show you what it looks like. Actually, wandering merchant, there we go. So we're going to go over here. We could actually put the big boy behind the counter though. And go up to your sandbag, click on that and pick out which one you want. So we want that metal merchant and we'll click him there. So the metal merchant will come running up the stairs in a minute and he'll go and situate himself as the barman. Look at him. Hello, barman. Right there. So if you can't access him, if you can't interact with him, you'll have to move your sandbag closer and then you'll be able to reach him. So usually you'll be able to lean over the bar and talk to them, no problem at all. And then you can buy all the stuff, all the bits and pieces from them. If you don't particularly like the metal merchant, if you don't need any of his stuff, which you probably won't, then you can obviously go to the sandbag, click the other merchant instead, and he'll just take his place. So he's going to run up the stairs, hopefully, and say, "Get out of my way, Mr. Metal Merchant. This is my sandbag." And he's dancing around him. Woo! Barman fight. So let's have a look at what that looks like from the front. But you get the gist of it. You can have a beautiful party deck. You can have all assorted tables. It just goes absolutely nuts. The possibilities are endless. So here we can't even see it. That's the beauty of it. So a lot of people say, Epic, I'm not creative. I don't, I suck at doing this. My house just looks like a box. Just pretend, have a look at what you've got in your inventory of your builds. Like, what can you incorporate into it? What's the vibe you're going for? Is it a party vibe? Is it a deck vibe? If it is, then we've got the pal beds. You've got the quality hot springs. I don't think the hot springs suits this area just because it's very sort of, wholesome looking and not palm tree looking. But you could if you wanted to, but it's just beautiful. Like, look at it. So we've got our little party deck up the top. And then around here, we've got what would be our bedroom with the tree coming through it, right? And that tree will stay there. It's this almost, fairy tale kind of bedroom where we have this view of, the world beyond, including all the water, etc., with this massive sort of pitched roof and these sort of wooden features. I'd probably move this. That's just there temporarily to power up all the lights. But even with that, you could go over to furniture, for example, and put... Actually, you know what you could do? I'm starting to change it now. You know me by now. If you know my channel, you know I start to do these tours and they start to change. We could put 2 glass walls up there and then just put the ivy on it, to sort of shroud what is beyond the other side. If you didn't want to see that, put a shower, whatever. So now we sort of look here, and then you could even just put, what am I doing? Put, antique dresser or something there. You could put a fireplace there, whatever tickles your fancy. But, like I said, the beauty of this one is all this lavender and the foliage that you can see through the ground. Now we're going to quickly sneak out to the front and look at that. This is exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to this area and the artificial lighting that you can include. Now, my hot tip for glass is if you want glass to look like it is green, like beautifully illuminated bright green, then use the white lighting. So that sort of neon lighting, which is not the ones that I'm using here. We've got all the beautiful warm lighting here. But it seems to me that the white lighting makes them more greener. I wish this guy would stop ruining my view here. Let's just go here like this. Oh, it's just beautiful. And then click. And then you can just go absolutely nuts. You can put, I would be putting all the kitchen stuff in here. This is a very basic kind of build. It's not a build where there's production lines and all that sort of stuff all over the place. It's just supposed to be a very cozy build. What the hell is that in the water? Oh, they're asleep. Never mind. But you could just do so many beautiful things. So absolutely stay tuned for the tutorial for this one because I might end up going nuts with it. Who knows? The barman's asleep. But what a beautiful place to sort of look out onto the water with all the fires lit. Just ignore them being there. But see how it's got the beautiful, that blue hue to it. It's just stunning. And even the lavender looks like it's glowing out there. So that's this one. So I hope you enjoy that one. And remember, if you do, please let me know because I'm always open to creating more and doing weekend builds and things like that. Otherwise, I don't know that people want to see more of it. But look at that. Look at the lighting under the tree. That's another hot tip, by the way. When it comes to these lampposts, these hooky ones, you can hook them over walls. So over here, let's go grab a stylish, I don't know if ingots. We'll just steal this one. We'll steal this ingot and then I'll show you. So for this stylish street lamp, we can sort of run it back, run it back, run it back. And we can hook it over like there, see? Hook it over the top of a wall, making sure there's nothing on the other side of it. And then it will stay lit. So that's the kind of sneaky way to do a wall lantern look. Shut it like that. How beautiful. But again, you can hook these through trees, especially cherry blossom trees. It looks beautiful. But what a really pretty build. You can go nuts on. But again, it's not supposed to be this big industrial build. It's supposed to be something that is just cozy and beautiful on its own. So I'm going to quickly take you to the current build, which is up This is the work in progress one, which is up here. This is a 3 base build, so by the time you see this, perhaps it could be totally finished. The 3 base build is a really nice one. It is supposed to be a cozy, I guess, all-in-one build to some degree, and it's already bloody morning time. So this one has its own little vendor shop, etc. We'll just have a little go to the front. And it's got 3 tier 2 ore mines in it. It's got a really beautiful kitchen over here. Like, look at it. It's just so pretty. And remember to make use of, the features that the cooking has. For example, you can see all the smoke coming from there. This whole sort of vibe of texture and depth, etc., make all the difference. Got these big doors which, bang, get raided, open them. Same with the other side. So because this is that 3 base build, so this one's totally fortified. It'll have missile launchers, etc., on it and around the perimeter of it. It's going to end up, we're fixing all that, don't worry. It's going to run into this place. This is another base. It will be another base. That is going to be a medieval town. Then it goes into this zone, which will run down the hill to this broad walk of shops down here, and then perhaps all the way to the beach over there. It probably end up to be like six bases worth of building. It's going to be nuts. So it just tacks one onto the other. The disparity between each of the bases is like where that blue border is. I reckon this base would have its line here. You can't join them together, but they're pretty close, so that at least they can visually look seamless. So that's that current one at the moment in progress. But the beloved build is over here in the new area, new at this time anyway. And it is an all-in-one base. Get excited about this one. This has everything you can imagine. So this one has... I stole my own production lines here. There's usually a sphere line there. There's a weapon line there that fits there. I stole them last night from myself. But we have 7 breeding pens. We have our own vendor shop. We have 3 tier 2 mines up there. It's like big, pal-friendly base. We have our like little vendor shop. I don't know why he's floating at the moment. We have our own little bedroom, again, with my beloved tree, bringing the tree inside. But the beauty of this one is having the beehive up here. So these bees go nuts. And again, the reason why I built this one is in the game, when it comes to breeding pals, you have to make cakes for them to breed. And the ingredients for cakes are flour, their milk, eggs, berries. What else is there? The honey is the one that you can't buy from the vendor. So all the other things you can get from the vendor. You can get wheat to make flour, so you can get that from the vendor. You can get the berries from the vendor. You can get the milk and the eggs straight from the vendor, no problem. But the honey is the only thing you can't, and that's why there's this massive beehive. So it's just this crazy production of honey that just keeps going and going. So what happens in this build is we have Astegons going nuts, mining this, making the ore, the iron ore, and then just selling that straight to the vendor over here. And then the vendor selling us the materials that we need, the ingredients we need to make the cake. So we don't need to have, ranches upon ranches everywhere and all this sort of mess, even though there are ranches that can accommodate all of that too. It's a very, very quick way to make your cakes, to do your breeding, especially late in the game. So I'll have a little fly over this one, and then finally I'll take you to the last base for the moment, which is the beach resort. That's my redemption base because I always make my pals sick. But as you can see, there's just the breeding pens are everywhere. Underneath, yes, there's a beautiful greenhouse there. It's really, for me, just for looks. It does, obviously produce, it produces everything that you need to, but, people just like to have that cozy kind of thing, I suppose, which, you know, for me, it's nice, but I'm sort of more functional besides today's build, but, you know, generally more functional. So over here, this is the base from the Celeray base. Let's just grab Jet Dragon here. Get up here, boy. And it's just a really beautiful chill base with just Celerays everywhere. And it's just like a, you know, Club Med kind of place. The noise that they make is sweet. It's so quiet here. There's like wild Celerays that do laps of the base. There's hot springs everywhere. It's just a really simple and basic base. So, and then we've even got our own bartender here, Lavender, who is womaning the bar there. I don't know what pose that is, but that's what she's doing. And then there's this little sort of alcohol, cellar down here where you can take a little dip into the ocean in your own little secret room, which is really cool. So that's this build anyway, and all the other builds. I hope you enjoy the Lavender Fields one. Stay tuned for the tutorial for that. I love and leave you. Hope you have an amazing day or night. Don't forget to watch and subscribe to the other channel, which is youtube.com/@epictreasureplays. That's where all the live streams will be, and that's where all the sort of Let's Play series will be. So this channel you're watching now is more for curated stuff, so tutorials, where the other one is where you see me like working towards making this stuff, if that makes sense. Because some people like to watch it, some people don't. I'll stop talking your head off. Much love. Thank you for your support. Until next time.